So we got this CLS55 that just got dropped off by the tow truck. It's here because it needs some long tube headers installed. The owner has already started to take it apart, took the old exhaust manifolds off. So this is the condition that it's in right now. I wanted to get it to where I could throw it in the driveway and work like I normally do, because I don't like working on the asphalt here. It's not really safe with the jack and the jack stands, but unfortunately, because this one has the exhaust manifolds removed, I'm not going to be able to move the car or even start it, so I'm going to probably have to bust it out right here. I'm going to take this box out, but these are all the headers and parts that the owner sent with the car, so I'm going to get this box out in the garage and lay out all the parts, see what we have, see what we don't have, and start from there, and then probably get the car up in the air and see how these headers fit. Usually with headers, you get what you pay for. As far as the headers that cost a lot usually fit very well. These headers were bought off of eBay. I'm not sure of the brand. Hopefully once I get the box open, I'll be able to see what headers it is, if they are even a brand that's recognizable. Hopefully they are. But yeah, I'm gonna get that box out and see what parts we got right now. All right, so I got that big box out the car. Let's see what's up in here. So these are the headers. This looks like you got the air box in here. Gaskets. Looks like somebody already tried to put one on. See some scratches on here, like it's already, doesn't look like they're used, but it does look like someone might have tried to put them on at least already. It's cool that they're coated too. Should help out with the heat under the hood. The air boxes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take all the rest of this out of the box and lay it out. I need 2 hands, so. All right, so I got everything out the box. This is what we're looking at as far as what we gotta put on. These are the main long tube header part. You can see that the gaskets look like somebody tried to silicone them on. Usually I don't use no silicone, but these right here, I'll probably have to clean all that up before trying to put them on. These 2 parts right here, pretty sure, I don't have no diagram, but off the top of my head, it's probably gonna go. Then there's something like that. Here you can see that it looks like it's already been installed, but slides on there like that. And then those elbows will eventually connect it here. Pretty sure this is the front, and then that's towards the rear of the car. So those are the main pieces. Here's all the hardware that we're working with today. We got the stock OEM gaskets. This is what the kit came with. There's 2 of them in here. It's like a 1-piece gasket, whole bunch of exhaust clamps, some bolts, some more bolts, some nuts, copper nuts. This, I'm pretty sure is like some type of gasket. Let's see what it goes to. Some other clamps over here. And then this is the pile of bolts that was in the car that contains all of the bolts and screws and nuts for everything that they have removed so far already. So not sure if everything's all there. Hopefully it is. Hopefully we don't have to, but we might have to take a trip to the dealership just to grab some hardware, but hopefully everything is there. We'll see. But I'm gonna start piecing it together and see what it's looking like, you guys. So the car is up in the air right now. Oh shit, let's drop the camera. But I'm up here putting these studs in. The driver's side already has the old ones that are still in there. I guess they probably couldn't get them out. These are brand new ones that I'm gonna screw in this side, because this side was already removed, like every single one. There's 8 of them on each side, 2 for each cylinder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and screw all these in. That way, when I have those individual gaskets, I'm not going to use the silicone. I'm going to try to, at least. Usually I've never had to use the silicone. The gaskets you can attach to these studs pretty easily is by design. I'll show you on the gaskets before I put them on, but I'm going to just go ahead and put these studs. Can't really see it. you can. So those are the first two. There's one right there, that's an old one. And then the other ones that you see. So out of this side, there's only one old one that was still there. I'm gonna try to get it out so I can replace it, but these two right here in the front are fresh ones that I just screwed in. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue, report back in a minute. It's hard to tell, but that engine mount is probably gonna have to come out because the long tube headers, it's hard to twist them up in there from the bottom. There's not really enough room, especially because I'm on jacks and jack stands, to get up inside of there. If I take this engine mount out of the way, it'll give me enough room to where I can probably slide it. So I'm gonna just try to do it that way. Just gotta remove one bolt on top, and then there's one bolt right there. So gotta support the engine real quick, and then I can take those out and then hopefully slide that header in and then put the engine mount back in. Let's see how it goes. All right, so I finally got it up in there. It took a little bit of wiggling and wrestling, but after I got that engine mount out, here you guys can see the engine mount is out the way. That allowed me to get enough room to slide it in there and then rotate it up. But without getting that engine mount, or without removing the engine mount, there was probably no way it was gonna fit in there. If you have a lift, it probably might have worked because you'd be able to put this header straight up and down that way. But with the clearance that I have just off the jack and jack stands, I had to remove that whole engine mount, but I think it's good now. So I only have it supported right now with like a couple of the copper nuts. So I'm gonna tighten everything up and put the rest of the nuts on there, and then make sure everything's lined up and fitted well, and I can kind of tighten things down. But I just wanted you guys to see where I was at with it. Took a little bit, but we got it up in there. All right, so we got this passenger side is all in. It's kind of hard to see, but we got all the bolts tightened down. There's 8 of them in total, 4 on top and 4 on bottom. Basically, each cylinder is 2. So it took a minute to do because it's a tight spot, but I got a couple different wrenches that I have used for these type of header installs before. But the main thing was just taking out that engine mount, which you see right there. Once I had that out the way, then it gave me enough room not only to get the headers in there, but also more room to kind of get on the bottom bolts and tighten those down with the wrench. This is one of the wrenches that I have, kind of modified. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's hard to get into some of the spots because the outside of these wrenches are too thick. Even just a regular box end without the ratchet was too thick too. So you can see kind of the size difference. It's not huge, but once I grinded that down with the grinder, kind of modified it, made a custom ratchet. This is like for the headers. So if I had like a thin wall, little 10 mil, that would be perfect. So maybe we'll make a new tool. And I was thinking of extending that as well, make a long handle with a thin wall right here, so that way it can fit and have a little header wrench. But right now, passenger side is pretty much done. I'm gonna go to this side now, and probably gonna have to take out that engine mount as well. And you can see the steering column is in the way, so I'm gonna have to pull that out of there. Luckily, it's just 1 bolt for the column and then a couple bolts for the engine mount. Once I raise and support this engine, then I can pull the mount out, and we'll see if we can slide that in there nice and smooth. But we're making progress little by little. It just takes time because it's on a jack and jack stands compared to a lift. The clearance is already tight. With mid-length headers, it's pretty hard, but with the long tube headers, it takes a little bit more patience. But as long as you got patience and time, then it's on the way. But yeah, I'm gonna get this other side set up so we can get started and hopefully get close to done. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it today, but hopefully we can get most of it done so that way we can just wrap this up in the morning. But that's where we are. Alright, back to the CLS. It's taking some time. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but I finally got the headers in on this side too. This is the driver's side. Passenger side was done yesterday. This is a new day. I've been jamming out all morning trying to tighten everything down. So as of right now, everything is in there. I still got to connect the steering column and a few other things, but for the most part the headers are in right now. Still got to do the midsection, and then we could try to get it on the ground and put all these coil packs on and button it up and fire up. So we're almost there, but we got a little bit more work to do before we can fire it up, but it's coming along. Man, all I got to say is these eBay headers, you get what you pay for. The fitment on them was, out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7. They could have been way better, would have saved a lot more time, even just putting on that midsection right here, all this. The way it fitted together, like, it just really wasn't square. A lot of pipes had to kind of be bent and straightened out to get to where they needed to go. But as of right now, you can see I got it all the way back to the midsection. I have it supported by that crossbar right there in the middle. Just for right now, the owner didn't send the mufflers or the rest of the cap, like the cap backs with the car. So right now I just put everything that I could on as far as these headers, and then just the midsection that you see there. Right now I've just finished up tightening up all those clamps that you see. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4 of them back there. I'm gonna just make sure that everything is tightened down once again before I put it back down on the ground, and then I can go to the top and kind of button up all the coil packs up there. So this is what it's looking like down here. It's been a war, it's been a battle, hours upon hours, but we finally got it in there. So I'm gonna be firing it up soon, just a little bit more. All right, so finally, after hours and hours of struggling, got it all together. The passenger side wasn't that bad, but it was mainly the driver's side that was giving me issues over here. The engine mount was one, and then the steering column was another. Even after I got the engine mount out though, I had to take off the bracket that even holds the engine mount in there because there still wasn't enough room to get the headers in there. Usually with the mid-length headers, you can get all that in there without having such a struggle, but being that the long tubes are a lot bigger and longer, it just, the clearance is really tight. Luckily, just through patience and just persevering, I was able to get it done. Took longer than I thought, probably like a few hours longer, but I'm still just gonna bill them at the same price. These eBay headers, like I said, they work, but as far as fitment, it just takes extra time to get them to fit like it should. So eBay headers, I feel like, take a couple more hours than the regular headers, like some MBH or ARH header, you know, like those are made with quality and you could tell. But either way, I feel like the functionality of it, once it's in the car, it still does the same thing. This one, I just sent a stock file over to Tony at RaceIQ. I'm gonna wait, hopefully by tomorrow, maybe by noon, I should have a file back for it and we can upload it to the car, just so that way the car is running like it should with the headers, because the air fuel ratio probably isn't going to be right just because of all the extra airflow. So to get that to 100%, that's what we're going to do. But this is where we're at right now. I'm going to set up a camera so that way you guys can get some sound clips, hear what it sounds like. Right now, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's kind of hard. The car is just running off the mid pipe right there, so there's no mufflers on this thing. The shit is really, really loud. I know my neighbors don't like it, but they know what it is, so they're not tripping, thankfully. But yeah, I'm gonna set up a camera so that way you guys can hear what this bad boy sound like. All right, so I got the tune all flashed on. One last thing I'm waiting for is the O2 sensors. The owner had them at home, so he's coming to pick the car up now, and I'm gonna throw them in there before he takes off. But right now the car is pretty much finished up. We got the long tube headers installed with the mid section. He's gonna probably install the cat back himself at home, since that's where he has the mufflers at. So with the RaceIQ tune and the long tube headers, I feel like this is definitely gonna wake things up in this car. It's gonna be feeling like a whole different animal, let alone sounding like one. So it'll be cool to see this thing on the streets. Maybe another day I'll have them come back with it and we can make some, you know, little flyby videos and whatnot. But as of right now, the CLS is done. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. But next up, we're gonna have that C63 that's sitting right there, doing some Valvetronic exhaust work on it. So stay tuned for the next episode if you want to see that. But I'll see you guys on the next one.